Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Simona Kutoni and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Russia closing CBC's Moscow bureau in retaliation for Canada banning Russian state TV. Prince Charles and Camilla visiting Ottawa today as their first Canadian tour in years continues. Ontario NDP and Progressive Conservatives position themselves as Labour-friendly, each net new endorsements. Canada's inflation rate inches up again to new 31-year high of 6.8%. Leaf star Mitch Marner latest victim in rising trend of carjackings in Toronto. Tory says he's not sure he would support reversing Ford's 2018 council cut. Belleville man charged after two teen girls sexually assaulted by a man they met online. Ontario childcare sector skeptical rebate will start in May as government announced. George Springer's triple lift Blue Jays to 3-0 win over Mariners. So those were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details. Russia's Foreign Affairs Ministry said on Wednesday it was closing the Moscow bureau of the CBC and withdrawing visas and accreditation from the public broadcaster journalists after Canada banned Russian state TV station Russia Today. With regret, we continue to notice open attack on the Russian media from the countries of the so-called collective West who call themselves civilized, Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova told reporters. Prince Charles and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, are touring Ottawa on the second day of their royal visit to mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, a city he recently called the much-storied capital at the heart of great nation. The heir to the throne and the future Queen consort are participating in their first visit to Canada in 5 years. That lengthy absence was largely due to COVID-19 health crisis, bringing this sort of travel to a halt. Charles stated the day with the Governor-General Mary Simon and her husband, Whit Fraser, while at the Radio Hall at the official residence for visiting member of the royal family. Charles was invested as an extraordinary commander in the Order of Military Merit, an order that recognizes exceptional service by the active members of the Canadian Armed Forces. Doug Ford touted his union ties and tried to position his progressive conservatives as the labor-friendly option for voters on Tuesday as his political rivals accused him of simply paying lip service to the workers. The Tories gained the endorsement of another construction union on the campaign trail, while the more traditionally worker-friendly NDP secured the backing of the Ontario Public Service Employee Union, which represents 180,000 workers. Ford downplayed his tiff with the public sector worker, whose ire he's drawn over a bill that capped wage increases at 1% for 3 years, as he highlighted the endorsement from the International Union of Painter and Allied Trades. The cost of living continues to rise at the fastest pace in decades, with Canada's official inflation rate rising at 6.8% annual pace in April, a new 31-year high. Statistics Canada reported that the cost of living crept higher mainly because of the increase in the cost of food and shelter. Food prices have risen by 9.7% in the past year, while the shelter costs are up by 7.4%. A day after Maple Leaf star Mitch Marner was robbed of his Range Rover at gunpoint outside an Etobicoke movie theater, Toronto police said they have already seen more carjackings so far this year than they did in all of 2021. Harris said that so far this year, Toronto police have responded to 60 carjacking, with the thieves usually targeting high-value vehicles. He said that compares to 59 carjacking in all of 2021. Marner was in his Range Rover in the area of Islington Avenue and the Queensway around 7:45 p.m. on Monday when he was carjacked. Police said 3 suspects, 2 armed with guns and another with knife, approached the vehicle in the area of Cineplex Cinemas Queensway. The victim complied with the demand and the suspect then sped off in a vehicle. No one was physically injured in the encounter. Toronto's mayor appeared to dismiss a promise by the NDP to restore council to its pre-2018 size when asked, saying revisiting the Ford's government controversial council cutting exercise would be more trouble than it's worth. Toronto Mayor John Tory told, though he was opposed at the time to the move that cut council down from 44 to 22 councillors in 2018, he would not be in the favor of revisiting the issue after provincial election on June 2nd. In a move that Ford did not mention on during the 2018 election campaign, he brought forth a law that cut the size of Toronto City Council and ended election for regional chair in several areas including Peel. Durham Regional Police have arrested a man in connection with 2 sexual assaults and are appealing for other victims to come forward. In March 2022, police commenced an investigation after a 14-year-old came forward with the sexual assault allegations against a suspect. The sexual assault occurred in early 2021 and the victim met the suspect on a social media platform, according to the police. During the investigation, a second 14-year-old victim was identified and she provided a statement to the police. Today, police said they made an arrest in connection with both the incidents. Belleville resident Ahmed Ali Jassim, 21, has been charged with 2 counts, each of sexual assault and sexual interference. The suspect utilized social media sites to meet his victim and used the alias of Michaels and claims to be 17-year-old. Investigators want to ensure there are no other victims, police said in a news release. When Ontario signed a deal with the federal government to introduce $10 a day childcare, the province said parents would start seeing rebate in May, but with the program still in its early stages, the sector says that's unlikely to happen. Municipalities are tasked with handling childcare operator application and allocating funding in their region, but the money only recently flowed to them and they are still in the process of establishing their own guidelines. Spokespeople for the Ontario government refused to answer on multiple occasions how many operators have enrolled so far. When asked if the number is 0, they did not directly respond. The Toronto Blue Jays have built their lineup around power hitting, but sometimes a softly hit blooper works too. George Springer had a bases-clearing triple and the Toronto Blue Jays held on for a 3-0 win over the Seattle Mariners on Tuesday. Springer's game-winning hit in the second inning had an exit velocity of just 71.5 miles per hour, a virtual marshmallow, but it dropped under the glove of Mariners right fielder Steven Souza Jr. as he dove for the catch, allowing the Springer to reach third. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Simona Cotoni, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Adios.